But
So you have roots in punk and hardcore, right? Or metal, more specifically?
It was hardcore mainly.
When did you, all right, let's just talk about like your interest in music in general. Like when did you really start to like kind of come into your own in terms of just like being interested in music on your own besides like Sesame Street?
I was like 13, I think, 13 or 14. Mm-hmm. And I started listening to like Green Day and like...
Green Day comes up a lot on here.
Yeah, it was Green Day and like NoFX and Lagwagon, like No Use for a Name, just basic punk shit I found on like Havoc TV, on like the on-demand stuff.
Okay.
And that made me kind of just want to pick up a guitar. And my dad got me a guitar for my birthday. I think it was my 14th birthday. And it was like one of those really shitty like acoustic electrics, that like an acoustic that you could plug into an amp and it does like awful distortion.
Parents trying to help you out with your band, they're just not going to buy you the right equipment, right?
Yeah. My dad was like, he was, supportive, but he was like, I'm not going to get you the nicest shit because I want you to, because he wanted me to focus on like sports and stuff like that. He didn't want me to take music too seriously, but like, but yeah, that's kind of what made me like get into it more. And I took it, once I started like playing guitar, it was like the only thing I wanted to do. Like I didn't give a fuck about anything else. Like,
so you were in bands early on? Were you into like basic sort of NoFX style, like pop punk type stuff?
No, I tried getting bands started at that age, but it just didn't work out. Like every kid was just really flaky. They'd be like, yeah, I'm down, and like they'd never, when it came down to it, they never wanted to do it. Like I wasn't in bands until I graduated high school. I started up a couple hardcore bands.
I always think that when I'm looking at like a hardcore band or a metal band, I'm like, the craziest thing about this to me is that you guys have been together for like 5 years or however long, and that you all are on the same page and able to all get out on the road on tour together and actually like be in line that way. You think about how hard it is to be on the same page as like a girl relationship wise. Yeah. And then you're in a band and you have to do this in like a van for
it's
your
literally
whole
that.
life.
It's like, I mean, the only band, I was in a few, but like the main band that like are my boys to this day, my only Florida friends, is my hardcore band Nemesis. Like we still want to do like reunion shows and stuff like that, and like we're always on the same page. We never toured because we were all kind of lazy and just like drank too much, but like yeah, it's really weird how I couldn't imagine, nowadays being in a band where it's like you got 4 or 5 brains all like thinking different shit and like, trying to make it work. Like right now it's just so easy being just myself. Like,
yeah, because you could hop in a friggin' sedan and go to a show.
Yeah. Like literally I just rent a car or whatever.
And
you're in a band too, right?
No, yeah. And I was just like going to say that like it's so much easier on your own to manage like having 4 people on the same page getting together to jam and like someone, it's messier.
His band was more successful than mine, I think. And
what band were you in?
I was in this like hardcore band called With Blood back in the day in Canada, and like we toured Canada and just the shit, and we were supposed to come to the States, but then we broke up.
Okay. It's crazy when you really think about it. There's like a big part of a lot of like Suicide Boys, they come from punk bands, or at least Scrim does too. So that's kind of like a new thing, I think, in terms like you haven't seen a lot of like rappers coming from metal and punk and hardcore bands until recently, right?
It's definitely new. I think like I really didn't listen to rap at all until I was in that band, and my vocalist, who's like a major hip hop head, like we kind of cultivated our sound around that. Like we were going for like that bouncy like hip hop hardcore vibe, like the Northeast type shit or whatever. And like he actually put me on to like just like golden age rap or whatever, like like Souls of Mischief and then like De La Soul and stuff like that. And then and then from there I got into like trap stuff, and then it was like 3 6 Mafia and everything like that. But like it's weird because like hardcore kind of got me into rap. And
wasn't your first rap song on like a Nemesis tape? Didn't you guys do like a little cut or something?
I hope nobody ever finds that song. But
you did like the one rap song on this hardcore album type thing?
Yeah, we were a band and we thought it would be cool like if we did like a rap posse track with all of us rapping, and we rapped over this Naughty by Nature beat. And like it was the first rap I ever wrote, and I ended up just being like, oh fuck, like I kind of like doing this, and I just kept doing it. Like,
really?
Yeah.
So, but at a certain point, did you just like lose interest in the hardcore and metal scene, sort of?
I never lost interest. I still love it, and then I mean, it's just I stopped going to shows because like I took my job really seriously at the time. I was working like 50 hours a week, and
like a call center or something, right?
Yeah. I was working a lot of call center jobs. Like they were legit. Like after a while, I was making like pretty good money, but I still hated it because I was working. Like I just
How old are you now?
26.
Okay, so you've had some time to be in the game for a while. Yeah, I feel like the band thing, I could just totally see how once you kind of realize like the autonomy that you could have as a solo artist, that's probably going to be really tempting because like whatever you make now for doing a show, I guarantee is more than the whole band made.
Yeah.
And then you didn't have to split it 5 ways too.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, that's why I have a lot of respect for my boys, you know, and from Florida who are still in bands now and they're actually, you know, getting somewhere with it and stuff. Cause it's like, it's so much, I feel like it's so much harder than doing what I do now that I finally, you know, do have the ball rolling, I guess. But
I mean, rap is a gigantic market in comparison to rock at this point in time.
Yeah.
Even like underground rap or stuff like that. I mean, it's like not even close.
Definitely. It's like the fans of like my stuff now, like would have been fans of like Devil Wears Prada or Bring Me the Horizon, like you know, I feel like MySpace shit back in the day. Like it's like the same audience, you know, even though those bands are still doing their thing. It's like
it's hard for me to even imagine that there's probably many metal kids that don't also listen to rap to some extent these days. I feel like it's just almost this like universal language that's sort of taken over the culture.
For sure. Yeah, it's awesome. And it's crazy because like back when I started like taking it seriously, like 4 years ago or whatever, like there was like it seemed like there was like nothing. There was nothing like what I was doing. I felt like I personally felt like I was the only one doing it. But like I don't know why I just didn't want to quit. Because I just took it like seriously. Like the SoundCloud community wasn't as big. It felt like, and now there's so many avenues for you to go. Like when I started, you couldn't just walk in to Guitar Center and cop like an interface from Focusrite. Like they had like the little M Audio shit boxes that like sucked, and like now they got like Focusrite and they got like all this awesome like pro audio equipment and everything like to facilitate you like making decent music that you could actually release. Like it's